games left. I almost feel sad. Like we wait all year for this,
Mm-hmm.
and championship weekend and semifinal weekend is really exciting. But we're down to the last couple of games here.
Every year when we start our week one game, I look at my guys and I just say it'll be over before you know it. And sure enough, it's there. I mean, we're right there. I mean, obviously, we've got 3A and 4A championships next week. We will have 2 games to talk about next week, but we've got a little bit to talk about this week, and just a lot going on around the state as well. So there's still a lot of things to be settled, a lot of things to talk about.
Before we start talking about this week's games, or really kind of the news of the week, let's talk about last week, because we saw some incredible football games from the 7A all the way down to the 2A. What are a couple games that kind of caught your eye and things that you're kind of still chewing on?
Boy, that Rogers-Bryant game, wow. Right? I mean,
the question is how? How? With 2:51 to go, Bryant pulls it off in overtime. Just an incredible football game.
Yeah. So, anytime that you have a situation like that, that's partially a will to win and partially the other team just didn't do it, just didn't pull it off. And unfortunately for Rogers, they had a very special team this year. I know that some people might bristle at this because I think they won it all in 06, maybe 05.
They finished runner-up to Southside.
Okay, so runner-up. Okay, that's right. So, but I would say that this could have been possibly the best Rogers team ever.
Yeah.
And I know that stings. But, I walked off the field at Fordyce last week and talked to a guy from Mayflower that I know, that Mayflower, a very good football team. And I just looked at him and I said, this is the time of year that good teams get eliminated. And that's where we're at. You may be special. You may be the best ever at your town, but that doesn't mean you're going to win it all.
Yeah, I agree. That's the best Rogers team I've seen in my time doing this. That team was really, really good. And, you're up 14 with 2:51 to go, and Bryant may be on a magical run, but, you got to feel bad for Rogers in the way they just weren't able to seal the deal. And, a lot of those guys are going to go on and play at the next level, but certainly a heartbreak for them. On the other side, in the 7A, Bentonville-Conway was just as good a game. It just, Bentonville managed to do what Bentonville does, and they're going to head down to Little Rock.
Yeah, absolutely. And, at the end of the day, I think this is what we would have pointed to as the 2 best teams. And that's what happens when you get down to it. Sometimes the 2 best teams don't always play, but I think that this time, at least the matchup that everybody wants to see, I think we got it with Bentonville and Bryant, and we'll see if Bentonville can figure out a way to pull this one off.
We'll talk about that game in just a little bit, but let's talk about the news of the week, because it does trickle down to Arkansas high school football, obviously, as we saw with guys flipping their commitments, but the hire of Ryan Silverfield certainly had a ripple effect in the state of Arkansas. Now, he's a guy who recruited Arkansas anyway, but you could see some of those relationships manifest when he goes and he does something the previous staffs couldn't do, and he went and got players from Bryant, which hasn't happened in quite some time.
Right. So this is a very, very deep year in state, and to see these kids that were going out of state, and there are still several that are going out of state, it was hard. It was kind of a hard pill to swallow. But Silverfield came in and really won on day one. I was very impressed by that. I'll be honest with you. It was a little bit, I don't know if I could say, I wasn't very high on the hire early, and not really because of him, just because you probably could have done this on September the 29th and hired Silverfield if he was available, right?
Yep.
I mean, it just felt like that there wasn't a lot of mystery, that maybe people were just coming up with the mystery. And I think, unfortunately, when you get to these coaching searches, people just make stuff up.